Hello guys, welcome to Pro Mixing and Mastering. Today I am doing mastering for this particular song. I'm gonna show you guys how you can master your praise and worship songs so that they can sound better. This is how this song sounds like without any mastering plugins on. So what I love to do first is just to come on the second insert, throw in Fab Filter limiter. So I'm gonna put a limiter and then I'm gonna take it all the way to 9.0 just to raise up some the volume of the song. The reason why is because I wanna be able to like get everything that is going on in the background and also be able like to feel what the EQ is doing. And then my first insert, I'm gonna throw in an EQ. So just put an EQ. I'm gonna go for Fab Filter Pro Q3, then I'm gonna drop it all the way to 30 dB. I want to be able to use this one to do some mid siding and also be able like to center it using stereo. So like this one has placements, like I can send some of the signals to the left or right and some to mid and side. So it's like a plus when it comes to this plugin. So here we go, and the first thing that I'm gonna do is just search for this unwanted frequency, which is around 10 to 20, and then I'm just gonna do a low cut. So here we go. Look at all this signal right here. All this is unwanted in this song. So I'm just gonna do this, come there and then come to shape and say low cut, and then I'm gonna take it all the way to 96, and then I'm gonna use my gain to just move it my frequency, I mean, to move it to a place I feel like okay. I think that's very much okay, but with this one I think I can move it somewhere there. Let me just play it and then solo. I can't hear anything, like nothing is playing, so I'm gonna try to bring here. That's too much, so I'm gonna put it on just here. So just a little bit of some cutting, and this is how it sounds like now. Well, I just cleaned it up a little bit, and next what I'm gonna do is just try to find places I can raise or cut. So if the place feels good, then I'm gonna keep it. So with 100 to 200 hertz, I love to like set it to mid. So I put it on mid, but for now I'm just gonna try to raise it up, and if it feels good, then I'm gonna keep it. So here we go. Well, some good low end around 200.14 hertz sounds good. So what I'm gonna do with this one is that I'm gonna take it to mid. So this is gonna be my mid, and remember, mid and sides just adds a certain expansion and spread into your sound. And of course, don't forget to like be turning on and off, just comparing how the sounds are working out.
Yes,
So with 5036.5 hertz right here on 5000, I think I'm gonna experiment with side. So my low mid is like on my placement is on mid side and then mid, and then this one I think I'm gonna put it on side and see how it's gonna sound like. Wow, sounds really nice. And next what I'm gonna do is search for another like frequency I can boost or cut. Remember, when you are doing mastering, it's all about doing little minor things. You don't have like to do much. All you need is just a little tiny fixes here and there. Most of the work and job is done during mixing, so let's continue. A little bit of a cut around 1K area, like just, you know, makes it feel like sound warmer and just reduces a little bit of those sharp sounds. So I'm gonna leave it on just a little 1.02, or let me just put it on just 1.0. So I'm gonna put it on 1.0, just a little cutting. Yeah. I don't want the low end to be too much, so just a little bit positive 2.22 mids, and then the side is on positive 3.06. I think it's fair, it's okay. I'm thinking of like opening it up just a little bit by adding a little subtle presence to it. So I'm just gonna try to like just add a little bit whenever your song sounds to be a little bit like not really opened up together with the instrumental. You can like add, you can like boost up around 10K area or 20, so that you can add a little bit of some presence and just open it up a little bit. So this is gonna be off. I'm gonna do it before and after. So this one is gonna be my stereo, so this is just gonna be on just stereo left and right. For now I'm gonna leave my EQ right there. Then what I'm gonna do is try to make this dynamic, and I'm also gonna make this dynamic, so that whenever that low end just, you know, tries to dark in the background a little bit, this is just gonna help it get boosted up just a little bit like this. So this is just gonna affect the low end, the low mids, whenever the low mids are like a little bit in the background. This is gonna help me, dynamic EQ is gonna help me to like boost it up just a little bit. So it's just gonna boost that frequency, and the same exact thing is gonna be happening around 5K area. Whenever I want this frequency, whenever this frequency tries to go down a little bit, dynamic EQ is just gonna boost it up and make it come out a little bit more. But whenever that frequency is like in the right range, it's not gonna do anything. So this is why I set it on dynamic EQ. Feels good, right? Yeah, I like it. So let me close Fab Filter Pro Q3, and then what I'm gonna do now is try to come to my limiter and try to see if I can set it on fast or fast attack or fast release or slow attack and fast release releases those transients. Let me show you these. So fast releases these very fast. Slow is like captures and then also like takes it, captures it and attacks it very slowly. But when you put it on fast, it means that right there, those frequencies which are trying to be like the kicks and the bass, which are trying to be like more, this also acts like a compressor, tries to like bring them down a little bit so it can have like a matching sound. And basically a limiter also helps to like shape the way your output sound wave looks like. If you want a good wave, then throw in a limiter. So let's continue. So what's really happening is a fast attack really attacks it very, very fast. But in this case, I don't want it to be attacked very fast. I realize that when you put it on a very fast attack, the snares go in the background too much, like they really get compressed too much, and the kicks too just get compressed. I want to maintain that natural sound. So if you want to maintain that natural sound, don't set it too much on a faster attack, unless if you really want to squash your sound. But with me, I really want it to hit me in the face. So whenever you want it to hit you in the face, make sure your attack is not on really like fast. So I dropped it down so you guys can be able to like to tell what's really happening. So I'm gonna leave it here, then I'm gonna start pushing it up so you guys like can take a listen to what's really happening. Suddenly the volume just comes back. So you can like set it somewhere here so it can be like a little bit like medium, not too much, and also it's gonna help your sound become a little bit smoother. But don't take it too much to a really like fast attack. Set it somewhere where it's like it's not attacking your sound very fast, so that your mix can be like in your face. So like mine, I think 110.6 milliseconds is okay. Then my release, I think I'm gonna leave the release on 400 milliseconds. I think it's okay where it is right there. Then next, what I want to do is try to bring my limiter down and throw in a compressor. So I'm gonna get a Cubase compressor and then try out the presets which are there. So let me try to go for a certain dance master. Let me try dance master, and then I'm gonna try to like reduce it just a little bit, or a light master. Let me try a light master. Yeah, so this is off, then I'm gonna turn it on. The reason why I put a compressor before a limiter is because a compressor, with me, I feel like a compressor must always follow an EQ. So from an EQ comes a compressor, then from there a limiter goes down. Even when you look at FL Studio, they usually put their limiters at the bottom. So with me, I love my limiter like to really like be down there, and then the rest just follows. An EQ, a compressor, then from there I go to like put in a stereo widening plugin. So my volume is a little bit down, so I'm gonna take my makeup gain, take it out from auto, and then I'm gonna I'm gonna take it back to 0. Then I'm gonna try to work with the attack and take out the release. Auto is like, it's just gonna be doing things for you. I don't like it when the compressor is like doing things for me. Maybe sometimes, but like in this case, I want to be able to achieve my own sound. So what I'll be doing is I'll be comparing on and off, without it and with the compressor on, without it and with the compressor on. I just want the exact volume where my volume was. That's where I want it to be. So always make sure that you avoid reducing your volume where you set your volume. Immediately like you throw in a compressor, make sure that that compressor's volume is exact with the volume of your limiter. So I just want to have this volume which I set using my limiter positive 9.0. so that's where I want my volume to be. I have set it and I don't want to go back. So with me, that's what I want. I want my sound to sound like, and I want this compressor, I don't want this compressor to reduce my volume. I want this compressor like to play and compress at the same volume that I had set using a limiter. So my analysis feels good on 35. There's peak and RMS. So during your master, make sure it goes all the way to the left side where your peak is. Then my release, I have set it on 322 attack on 35. Just a little of compression, a light compression going on, a light master. The next what I want to add is an imager. Let me try to add an imager before I add an imager. Let me add a multi-band compressor, C6 compressor. Then I'm gonna bypass all these. Yeah, then I want to start working with this this one first, this one, and then I'm gonna come to this one. So solo, and then start with the band that you want to work with. These are like the if you want to add a sheen to your master, so a multi-band compressor does that work for you. And of course, if you want it to work, drop down the your threshold so that it can start working, and then you can command it to be like to start upward or downward compression. It's up to how much you want. If you want it to be more, you can set it there. If you want it to be like to compress it downwards, like to compress those frequencies downwards, you don't want them to be too much, you can like come on range and drop it down like this, and they're gonna be like controlled a little bit. Especially if your master is harsh, you can use this frequency to drop it down. Now if your master is not harsh and you want to bring out that presence, the sheen, you can do upward compression just by using this range. Take it up a little bit. So I'm gonna experiment and see which one is gonna work for this song.
Essa la pouco, te que la imwe, muste kosanga shino yawe mulele ngesala ngesala pokwisa kulimwe ngesala pokuchetekela imwe mushtesha kosanga shino yawe mulele ngevilumba ngevilumba ngevibuya nemukusekwa namukupakaswa nshanu nikontele yawe mulele ngevilumba ngevilumba ngevibuya nemukusekwa namukupakaswa nshanu nikontele yawe mulele.
So this is my gain. This is your gain. I've set my gain on 1.5. This is basically your volume. You just increase the volume of the shh or reduce it if you feel like it's too much. The next I'm gonna work on the on this frequency right here, this one right here. Let me just unbypass it. This frequency is like a danger. If you increase it, then your mix is just gonna have that distortion. So you really have to be very careful when you're working with the 5003 frequency. This frequency, I don't touch it too much. Most times I would rather even like reduce it a little bit than increase it.
Kuchetekela imwe mushtesha kosanga shino yawe mulele ngesala ngesala pokwisa kulimwe ngesala pokuchetekela imwe mushtesha kosanga shino yawe mulele ngevilumba ngevilumba ngevibuya nemukusekwa namukupaka.
Of course, don't forget to always bypass and try to like listen how much compression is going on and how much you have done. If your master sounds worse than your mix, it means that something is getting wrong. So you just have to make sure that every time you do some changes, you just have to bypass and take a listen to the original mix and what you are trying to do with your master. So I want it to be a little bit warmer, so I feel like when I like set it there, like reduce it, do a downward compression, is really like working out for me. So I'm just gonna give it a little, and then the volume is just gonna be, the gain is just gonna be maybe 1.5 somewhere there. So I'm gonna do a downward compression.
Kuchetekela imwe mushtesha kosanga shino yawe mulele ngesala ngesala pokwisa kulimwe ngesala pokuchetekela imwe mushtesha kosanga shino yawe mulele ngevilumba ngevilumba ngevibuya nemukusekwa namukupakaswa nshanu nikontele yawe mulele ngevilumba ngevilumba ngevibuya nemukusekwa namukupakaswa nshanu nikontele yawe mulele ngesala ngesala pokwisa kulimwe ngesala pokuchetekela imwe mushtesha kosanga shino yawe mulele.
I have just given it a little bit of an upward compression. It sounds even better when I try like to take it up. So I think I'm gonna leave it just there for now. And then next, what I'm gonna do is come to this band right here. No, this one is gonna be bypassed. I want this one right here. Now this one like spreads in your subs and your mids and also your like stereo speakers. So you really have to be careful whenever you're working with this one, this frequency right here. Just a little. I think I'm gonna give it just a little. Alright, I have just given it a little bit of an upward compression. My range is 2.0, then my threshold is on negative 24.5. A little bit of more compression when it comes to like upward, but at the same time my gain is on 1.0. It's not too much. My range, my attack is on 16.3. I think I want it to be like a little bit slower, so let me try to put it on 78. Alright, I love where we are right now with this one. And next I want to work with the crossover, and then before that I'll also work on the yes, the best area, the crossover, the low. It goes into the low, so I want to work with the low. And let me just listen to this. So this is where you control how much low you want or how much low you don't want. Like me, I want it to hit a little bit harder, and I would like to like bring it all the way to 250, somewhere there. So I'm just gonna try to do this. The low is gonna go all the way to 250, somewhere there, so that I can hear some of the frequency, which is around 128. This frequency is what hits you in your heart, like hits your chest whenever you like playing your music on really like high-end speakers. You will feel this like on your chest. So what I'm gonna do a little trick on this one. I'm gonna try to increase the gain, and even though I increase the gain, this one is gonna be a downward compression, whereby when it tries to hit harder, the multiband compressor is just gonna compress that signal. And even though it hits, have you ever listened to a song hitting harder and yet like those frequencies are not even affecting your speakers? This is what I want to do. So whenever you want that effect, all you gotta do is increase the volume, lower down the threshold, and give it, your range has to be like downwards, not upwards, has to be downwards, and then it will be hitting harder, but at the same time those frequencies will be controlled. So here we go. Alright, even though it is hitting, I'm still like it's controlled. So I have set my low on my gain is 4.5, my range is negative 8.0, then my attack is 225.28. My release is not on really like fast, but it's a little bit faster. My attack is on 225, not really fast. So this helps to control just the low. And I like where the multiband, what the multiband compressor has done. So this is before, this is our before. And now we are working on this particular frequency which I had bypassed. I don't want this frequency to be almost everywhere, so I'm gonna use my Q. Q is try to narrow it or expand it. I don't want it to be like too much, so I'm gonna narrow it. Then I'm gonna just take it a little bit that side so that the sharpness can go. Next, what I'm gonna do is load an imager, and the type of imager that I'm gonna load is widening plugin is called stereo expander. So let's try to like expand the sound a little bit and just spread it just a little bit, not too much. Alright, so guys, this is how you like work on your master. And whenever like you do your master, try to go back, try to like stop everything, let your ears rest a little bit, and then come back. So I will see you in the next one. If this video has helped you, don't forget to like it and also subscribe to this channel.